my chicken nut. CB chicken, it tastes way better.
I save from VM Building Society. Every deposit got me here. Every step forward put me in the driver's seat.
For everything you're looking forward to, open an iSave account today. Visit gotomyvm.com to get started.
Every $25,000 you save with iSave earns an entry to win cash or a new home of your own. The more you save, the more entries you get, and every entry has a chance to win a brand new home of your own. VM iSave is the key to winning.
Here's to the early risers, and we are here all-nighters, the go the extra milers, and let's do it until it works, workers. People who are powerful, because they power through, day after day, challenge after challenge. You see, true power is not something you can buy or collect. It's something that starts on the inside, and you always know it when you see it. Sunshine Snacks Peanuts, proud supporters of the powerful.
Ray and Never, feel we culture, yo!
New beginning, we winning, so share our spirit where you living, yeah.
Share it!
I make we all a one par, you don't know we come from far.
From far, anytime we rep, feel we country. Rear rum, it have to come with we.
No matter with the bad vibes.
Poor rear rum, a celebration time.
I feel we culture. Make we show ya Jamaican culture.
Ray and Nephew, overproof from we just a do it to we culture.
A CB chicken, a better way. Introducing air chill chicken. It have more flavor, you don't know what you're missing. It tastes better, full of flavor in the kitchen. Better value, better taste, better chicken. CB chicken, tastes way better. Air chilled chicken, taste way better. Better value, better taste, better chicken. No antibiotic and hormone free. Have you tasted the new air chilled chicken? A my chicken nut. CB chicken, it tastes way better.
I save from VM Building Society. Every deposit got me here. Every step forward put me in the driver's seat.
For everything you're looking forward to, open an iSave account today. Visit gotomyvm.com to get started.
Every $25,000 you save with iSave earns an entry to win cash or a new home of your own. The more you save, the more entries you get, and every entry has a chance to win a brand new home of your own. VM iSave is the key to winning.
Here's to the early risers, and we are here all-nighters, the go the extra milers, and let's do it until it works, workers. People who are powerful, because they power through, day after day, challenge after challenge. You see, true power is not something you can buy or collect. It's something that starts on the inside, and you always know it when you see it. Sunshine Snacks Peanuts, proud supporters of the powerful.
Ray and Never, feel we culture, yo!
New beginning, we winning, so share our spirit where you living, yeah.
Share it!
I make we all a one par, you don't know we come from far.
From far, anytime we rep, feel we country. Rear rum, it have to come with we.
No matter with the bad vibes.
Poor rear rum, a celebration time.
I feel we culture. Make we show ya Jamaican culture.
Ray and Nephew, overproof from we just a do it to we culture.
A CB chicken, a better way. Introducing air chill chicken. It have more flavor, you don't know what you're missing. It tastes better, full of flavor in the kitchen. Better value, better taste, better chicken. CB chicken, tastes way better. Air chilled chicken, taste way better. Better value, better taste, better chicken. No antibiotic and hormone free. Have you tasted the new air chilled chicken? A my chicken nut. CB chicken, it tastes way better.
Jamaican Premier League. I'm your today, John Sutton. Alongside me, I have Marlon Pinnock. First game of this doubleheader tonight will be between Racing United and Treasure Beach, after which we will have Mount Pleasant taking on the host, Arnett Gardens. Marlon, what are your thoughts on the doubleheader tonight?
I tell you what, John Stewart, it's going to be a fantastic game of football this afternoon. Both teams looking for that top 6 spot in the Jamaica Premier League this season. And you look at the point standing as well. And Racing United in the top 5 have been outstanding this season. And of course, Treasure Beach looking to avoid relegation this season. So it will be a good battle here at the Anthony Smalling Sports Complex. But the big match comes up this evening as well. The home team up against Mount Pleasant Academy.
Most definitely, as we look in terms of what to expect towards some of the players or some of the key battles we identify coming into this one.
Aksan is my do that. Mute him, mute him. Mute it. The political ear. This one at top. The political ear. Come on, say my ear.
So as we mentioned before, Marlon, in the previous games that these two teams that have played earlier this season, Racing United won both games, but something is also important to note. It's that Mikhail Ellis, who has recently gone on a 7-game goal drought, he scored both times they played Treasure Beach this season. So they'll be looking for him, Racing United, to recapture his form against a team that he knows very well in terms of being able to score against them.
You're absolutely correct, but when you look at the point standing as well, Treasure Beach really struggling this season. both for wins and even for goal, sits at 11th this season with some 29 points. It's just ahead of Harbourview and Moorlines United and Spanish Town Police.
And I must say, it's also important to note Tajay Grant. He's been on fire this year. 14 goals on the season, scored last week as well. And I have to say, he's been absolutely sensational. One of the best players, most definitely, in the season so far. In a 2-2 draw against Harbourview last week, he played well and scored. But Racing United, they've drawn their last 2 games, and it's been a common theme for them this season. They've drawn a lot of games. Their coaches often lamented their inability to finish off games that they are in a good position to win.
Talking about Racing United, they have won 13 games this season and drawn 14 games, lost 3. Compared to Treasure Beach, who would have won 6 games, they drew 11 and lost 12 games this season.
They'll be hoping to continue their great form in terms of how well they played this year. Of course, narrowly missed out on a playoff spot last year. They'll be hoping to make it 3 from 3 in terms of beating Treasure Beach this year. And just a reminder for those at home, we do have a feature game coming up right after this one at 7:30 p.m. Mount Pleasant will be taking on Arnett Gardens. And of course, this one is going to start at 5 o'clock. But then again, we have also the results from the previous games elsewhere. We saw Montego United take on Cavalier yesterday at Jarrett Park. They won 3-1. Jamari Clark getting back amongst the goals after a hot start to the season. Dumbo Holden also surprisingly beat Portmore United 2-1. Tivoli Gardens, thanks to a hat trick from Wellington, Rodico Wellington, they ran out 3-2 winners over Harbourview. Rowan Grant's brace unable to see them get over the hump. Chapelton Maroons were pegged back by Moorlines United to a 2-2 draw. Sean Layton and Damoy Whitfield, however, amongst the goals for Chapelton Maroons. Both those players have been really good thus far for Chapelton Maroons, especially Layton, given that he's an under-20 national representative for the country. He has been sensational. And what are your thoughts in terms of how well we've seen not just Sean Layton but a number of the youngsters play so far this season, Marlon? We've seen Jabari Howell, we've seen Sean Layton, as I said before, we've seen Damarley Williams. A number of really young players have been so good so far.
Well, you look at the Cavalier team as well, some youngsters coming out of Manning Cup and DaCosta Cup, and so far making some amount of impact in Jamaica Premier League this season. Credit must be given as well to those youngsters getting the opportunity to represent themselves on their club, and so far doing an outstanding job. And you look at the point standing this season in the Jamaica Premier League, current leaders Montego Bay United, top of the group standing with 61 points, and Mount Pleasant Academy with 55. Third is Racing United with some 53 points, and in fourth is Portmore United with 51 points. Waterhouse FC has 51, and Cavalier top of the top 6 spot with 42. But you look at the last 6 to 10 place in this Jamaica Premier League spot, only 3 points. John Stewart separate those teams.
Most definitely going to be a close race in terms of a playoff spot this year. I have to say, it usually is a close race for that coveted playoff spot. Most definitely a good idea to keep them competitive in terms of the teams in the mid-table position. Treasure Beach, don't know if they'd classify themselves in that position, but in terms of trying to vie for that spot based on their points currently, but they have been really good considering they're not a traditional team in terms of teams you'd expect to be in the Jamaican Premier League, but they've held their own this year, defended really well at times, and thanks to Ryan Porter, who's their top goal scorer this season with 7, they've been able to grind out some victories, some really important ones. However, they drew their last game, and well, their last game actually was a 1-0, a 0-0 draw rather, with Spanish Town, and Billy hoping to get back to winning ways here tonight against Racing United.
well, in fact, not a lot of spectators in for this, the first game of two in the Jamaica Premier League on for this Monday. But what we know, John Stewart, is going to be a packed crowd this evening to support the home team, who is currently in ninth in the Jamaica Premier League with 38 points.
Most definitely, Arnett Gardens, everywhere they go, always have incredible support. One of the best fan bases in the country, and in fact, one of the best stadiums at the country. We're blessed, privileged, in fact, to be here. And as it turns out, the players are actually on their way out of the tunnel. And that just signals that the game is about to get underway pretty soon. We'll have the starting lineup for you in a bit. But there you can see some of the players already just coming out onto the benches. And you can see they're looking to the stands, as Marlon so aptly put it. There is not a lot of support thus far for the first game, but considering it's pretty early, I'd expect eventually those seats to be full, especially, as you said before, for the feature game tonight at 7:30 between Mount Pleasant, defending champions in terms of the league portion of the season. They'll be taking on Arnett Gardens, who themselves were pretty dominant last year. Finished second in the table and ended up going all the way to the semi-finals. Fortunately, they were defeated by the eventual champions Cavalier. They'll be hoping to right that wrong this year, but they'll first need to get into the playoff spot. Arnett Gardens actually have struggled quite a bit this year. Of course, a change in coach. They lost their coach Xavier Gilbert, who's actually coaching the league leaders Montego Bay United, and they also did lose their danger man Warner Brown, who scored 20+ goals last year. What do you make of how they've been able to navigate losing such important pieces, Arnett Gardens?
Well, a very, very good question, John Stewart. But the aim of football is to always be effective on the pitch. And we have seen Arnett Gardens at home suffer numerous defeats as well. So it's all about teamwork in order to make the dream work. And so far this season has been in patches for Arnett Gardens. And the experienced player in Reed not been at his endeavor best this season, but still managed to score goals at regular interval for Arnett Gardens.
You mentioned Reed. Fabian Reed does have 11 goals so far this year. Rashiki Kilson has 7. Kilson started off the season rather well. Was pretty good early in the season, carrying the goal threat in terms of carrying the load for in terms of goal threat for the team, but kind of gone off the boil. And Fabian Reed had to step up. And I have to say, they've had some goal threat right across the team, really. Shea Smith has also stepped in really well to fill that gap left by Warner Brown. A number of players have stepped up in terms of goal scoring, but even Giovanni Taylor, who has been absolutely sensational, of course, if you can remember, scored a hat-trick a couple of weeks ago here at the stadium. So they have a number of players that are able to score goals. I guess the real problem for them has been their defense, Arnett Gardens, this year. Compared to last, it has been night and day in terms of a difference. Their defense has not been great, but they'll be hoping that tonight against the league's, arguably the league's best attack. Of course, statistically it's Montego Bay United, but Mount Pleasant have such depth that it's hard to see them keeping a clean sheet on Arnett Gardens against players like Raheem Edwards and Jabari Howell, who we mentioned before, Rafa Interval, who's on some good form, Shaquille Bradford. But nevertheless, Arnett Gardens will be hoping to just get back to the level of consistency that saw them be such a formidable force in the Jamaica football scene.
Well, the thing about Arnett Gardens, they have not managed to keep consistently scoring goals. We saw the young under 20 youth player scored an hat-trick here at Arnett Gardens a few weeks ago, but the consistency in scoring goals not up to par for the home team Arnett Gardens.
There you can see the players now coming out from the tunnel.
Cheddar Beach in their white, while Racing United in their yellow on the pitch, currently greeting each other. This game promised to be a cracker of a game this afternoon. Not much spectators, few in numbers. What we expect, some lovely football, John Stewart.
And here we have the starting lineup for Racing United here. Aaron Enel in goal. Markovich Brown's captain in the team. Of course, Tajay Grant, we mentioned before, scored last week. Rashid Myrie coming in for a rare start. Javon Brown returning to the starting lineup. Kadeen Young, Andrew Campbell, Tevin Gray, Tamish Richardson, Giovanni Cunningham, and Jamoy Jones. And as for Treasure Beach FC, we see Moe Morgan, who won man of the match last time out. He's in goal. Shandell Anderson in captain in the team as usual. Kareem Bryan, Jaim Harris returns to the starting lineup. Lejon Livingston, Afiba Chambers, Navardo Blair, Daniel Hardy, Johnny Flemings, Nicholas Lawrence, and Damani Miller. Of course, that means no Raheem Porter today.
Pretty decent teams as well, as you announced, John Stewart. We expect, as a referee, trying to give his team some instructions as well. And so to is Cheddar Beach in their huddle as well, and so to Racing United. And we are like seconds away from the start of this encounter, John Stewart.
Most definitely. And as we're about to, we're just having some quick prayer from the team, quick huddles. And they're about to get underway here and, of course, have the national anthem as well. It must be said that a number of the marquee players for both teams are not available today or won't be starting at the very least.
One player who really stand out this season in the Jamaica Premier League for Racing United is young Tajay Grant. And a spectacular goal last outing against Harbourview in a winning cause as well. So we're getting ready for action here at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex. It will be Racing United with the first action. And Markovich Brown, the captain, and a player who stand out in Jamaica Premier League this season, leading his troops on the pitch. And what to expect in this encounter, John Stewart?
Can definitely expect Racing United as usual to be quick in transition, try to hit them along with the pace and the skill of Tajay Grant. Of course, no Nikyle Ellis in the starting lineup today, so they'll have to rely in terms of creativity from elsewhere. But they'll be hoping that the young players that they're bringing, as well as the talented Giovanni Cunningham, can supply some of that spark.
As this one hit long by the man in goal, and in looking for Grant on this occasion. Now it's with Cheddar Beach. Not the best of pass. And goes all the way back to Enin in goal. Has First touch goes over on the right. He finds his captain, Markovic Brown. Whipped up field. And maybe looking for Kadini Young. Broken up. And lost possession to Treasure Beach on this occasion. Very cool, calm and collective is Livingston, who goes over on the right. Finds Fleming. Now it's with Grant. And broken up. Gets all the way to Brian. Gets by his marker. Lovely ball. Looking for Harris. He finds Harris. Gets by his marker. Shoots. Blocked. And now cleared away from danger by Markovic Brown. And he finds Young. Oh, beautifully done. And looking for Young. Lovely ball. Not a lot of options inside. Gets by his marker. Young. Beautifully done inside. And blocked. And good defensive work coming in as well from Treasure Beach on this occasion. The intent is clear from Racing United. As this one is hit all the way back to Richards, who goes to his captain, Enin in goal. Who goes over on the right. He finds Markovic Brown. Back to his captain, Enil. Goes long. Looking for Cunningham. And in this process, a throw into Racing United. Rotating. Looking for Cunningham. And cleared away. And lovely work. It's with, oh, lovely. All the way back to Chambers. For Treasure Beach, he finds Livingston. Not the best of fast, but beautifully done. And by Anderson, he lost possession. Brown. Myrie. Whipped over the top. Looking for Young. Broken up. And one possession is Hardin. And it will be a throw-in over on the left for Treasure Beach. 11th in Jamaica Premier League this season with 29 points is Treasure Beach. It's with Young Brown. And he goes over on that left side. And Jones, he finds his captain in goal. Looking to create that space in the middle of the park. Whipped up field. Looking for Kadeen Young. And out of touch for a throw into Racing United. As we approach minute number 4 of this encounter, still goalless. Throw taken quickly. And intercept. This is a lovely ball. Lovely first touch. And he lost possession all the way back to Enin in goal for Racing United. And finds Markovic Brown. The captain has a few touch. Gets by his marker. Oh, lovely ball. Finds Kadeen Young. Broken up. This time by Blair for Treasure Beach. And it's out for a throw-in to Racing United. And headed on by Chambers. Chambers flicked on to the man in goal, Morgan. And John Stewart. A bit quiet in this encounter so far. As this one is headed to Myrie. He has space. Not a lot of option. Looking for Young on this occasion. Broken up. It's with Livingston. He finds Flemings. Whipped over on the left side. Back to Fleming. And good tussle from Brown. Delightful ball. And he's dealt with.
As you can see there, as I mentioned before, a number of marquee players missing from the game for both teams, but especially for Racing United. They're without Nikhil Ellis thus far, and they're trying to put Tevin Gray in his usual position in that number 10 role. So far, though, he's unable to give that same creativity, and that's why they're opting to go along with some of these passes. Thus far, not to the effect that they would want, but still plenty of time left in the game.
Jones in possession for Racing United. Back to his captain in goal. Enil goes over on the right. He finds Captain Markovic Brown. And he decided he's going across to Jones. He has space. And long searching delivery. Lovely first touch. Myrie Cunningham, lovely ball in. Goes over on that far right. He finds Campbell. And maybe too much on that occasion. Lost possession to Treasure Beach. This one whipped up field from Lawrence. And he finds Harris. And lost possession, Myrie. Young. And he finds Chambers on this occasion. A lovely first touch gets by his marker. And a strong tackle came in. And he still has possession, is Brian. No lost possession to Brown. Whipped over the top, looking for Cunningham. And all the way to Morgan in goal for Treasure Beach.
Lovely idea there, unable to find, however, Cunningham on that occasion, but good intent by Javon Brown. He's come under. He's had a good start thus far to the game. It's been key in terms of Racing United being able to dominate position early on in this match.
It will be a free kick awarded to Treasure Beach. And lovely sunshine coming out at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex. Free kick taken, but a poor execution. And it goes all the way out for a goal kick to Racing United. Not the best of Fast John Strout.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know what he saw on that occasion. Just not on the same wavelength. But as I mentioned before, a number of players missing from the starting lineup for both teams. So you can understand the lack of chemistry, perhaps.
Taking shot. Goalkeeper in possession. A long searching delivery looking for Cunningham. And good defensive work coming in from Chambers on this occasion. Oh, lovely turn from Gray on this occasion. Well, he lost possession. And lovely work coming in from Brown for Racing United. And a poor pass on this occasion. And Livingston in possession for Treasure Beach. And he finds Anderson. A lovely ball over the top. Looking for Brian. And a good defensive work coming from Brown on this occasion. And it will be a goal kick to Racing United.
Treasure Beach just trying to get in those channels early. They've been trying to hit Jaheim Harris as quick as possible whenever they go forward. And of course, still goalless, but I like the intent. He's a very technical player, really good at holding up the play. But speaking of technical players on the ball, here's Tajay Grant. As mentioned before, one of the top goal scorers so far this season, level with Ryan Edwards for 14 goals. Good intent, but the pass is off target there. And now they can come forward with Daniel Hardy, who has a couple of goals so far this season himself. If they're looking for players who can perhaps provide that goal threat for Treasure Beach in this game in the absence of their top goal scorer Ryan Porter, Hardy and Flemings are both players that could potentially do just that.
It will be a free kick. The Treasure Beach plays down on the pitch as well. The first 10 minutes of this encounter so far has been even Steve at the moment. Both teams yet to break that important deadlock. When you look at the point standing in Jamaica Premier League, it's going down to the final punch. And points, wins will be very, very vital. And if you look at the last 6 to 10 position in Jamaica Premier League. 3 points separate those teams, and that's how close it gets in Jamaica Premier League 2025-2026 season, as this one is taken short by Markovic Brown. He finds Myrie, who goes over on that left side. Brown goes back over on the right and finds Markovic Brown, looking for Kadeen Young, and in this process a free kick awarded to Treasure Beach on this occasion.
Again, just trying to, as usual for Racing United, hit them quick in transition on that occasion. However, Young just wasn't able to see across the line to make sure that he was onside. But nonetheless, Racing United still have plenty of time here to create some chances. And Tajay Grant, especially so far in this game, is not necessarily giving them an option in terms of width. Thus far, he's coming inside a lot. In the last couple of weeks, he has tended to drop deep to help with the creativity in the team. But I don't think they'll need that from him today. They'll need him to stay high and wide. And here he is doing just that. Brown. Back to Jamoy Jones. Back to the skipper, Markovic Brown. Trying to find Cunningham, but that's booted downfield. Looking for Harris again, who his hold-up play has not been bad thus far, but a bit of a strange decision to play that pass there, and that's gone all the way back to their own half, deep in their own territory. A throw in for Treasure Beach. Anderson, lovely give and go there. Now it's Damani Miller has a strike from distance and not too far off as well. Gave Enil some problems there, of course not on target, but nonetheless good effort from Damani Miller.
Outstanding build up there coming in from Treasure Beach on this occasion, and first clear option in the first shot up, but wide off the target, but not a bad option by no stretch of imagination. It's still goalless here at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex as we approach minute number 14.
And as you can see there, that build-up play between Livingston and skipper Anderson, crucial to setting up that chance, and that is what Treasure Beach are going to have to do. But now Racing United on the attack, looking for Tajay Grant, but he's offside. And as I mentioned before, it's movements like that from Tajay Grant which will be crucial in terms of generating chances for this Racing United team. They're going to need him to be looking to get in behind rather than trying to drop deep and be a creator. Ball recovered now by Myrie. Oh, good intent in terms of the pass, but that's cut out by Shandell Anderson. Good intent and a great pass out wide. Can take on Jamoy Jones, opts to pass it back instead to Flemings, and he gets it inside to the box. A shot from Brian! Right inside the box, and I tell you what, Treasure Beach look perhaps the more likely of the two teams thus far to get a goal. 2 attempts in quick succession. This one going just wide.
Well composed is Treasure Beach on this occasion. Beautiful delivery from Livingston on this occasion, but wide off the target. Lovely from Treasure Beach.
Clear downfield. Headed away by Chambers. Damani Miller loses the ball there. Now is Myrie. Of course, coming in the place of Javon Basco, who's been a standout so far for Racing United. Quickly pass to Miller. Flemings. Miller. Oh, good ball over the top. Looking for Livingston. And Enil gets there ahead of him, but I tell you what, he put him in trouble there, and Myrie wisely clears his lines. And there's Kadeen Young about to play in Tajay Grant, who seemed to be through to potentially go get his 15th of the season, but there was a foul there in the build-up. Cunningham showing some good sportsmanship there to help up his opponent to his feet.
And now Treasure Beach start getting into their own method of playing football. Lovely build-up as well. And this is what we want to see on the pitch. Excellent football. And Treasure Bridge coming to the fore as we speak. But still, no goals in this encounter. It's Racing United up against Treasure Beach in this Jamaica Premier League 2025-2026 season. And Racing United sits in 3rd position in Jamaica Premier League, while Treasure Beach sits at 11th.
Ball played downfield, looking for Anderson, unable to find him, but as Richardson clearing his lines, but only as far as Livingston. And first shot on target of the game, saved by Enil on that occasion. Not the greatest clearance in the world, and they'll go all the way through to Moy Morgan in goal. Treasure Beach now trying to build an attack from the back there. Cut out, but now he's Livingston. Miller unable to control that. Ball gets played back all the way to Fever Chambers yet again. Morgan. Just a shot there of Kemar Ricketts, the coach of Treasure Beach. Flemings gets the return pass from Livingston. Ball played over the top, looking for Kareem Bryan. Myrie gets there. Tevin Gray loses the ball there to Johnny Flemings. Flemings looking for the wall pass there from Hardy. Unable to find him over on that occasion.
The last 7 minutes of this encounter is all Treasure Beach in action. Has been dominating proceedings. And Racing United just sat behind the football.
Oh, lovely pass there. Well, the intention was lovely by Anderson, unable to find Flemings, however, for the return pass. Now it's Blair. Livingston. Oh, good back heel, but cleared downfield by Racing United. Andrew Campbell, another one of the players who are not necessarily usual starters. He wants to give a good account of himself. Coming up against formidable opposition in the form of Kareem Bryan, dangerous wide player. As well as Daniel Hardy, very inventive. Scored a couple of goals this season. They'll be wanting some more from him today, the St. Elizabeth-based team. Lovely ball out wide from Bryan to Livingston. Cuts inside and he finds Livingston as a shot. Once more going close, Treasure Beach. And at the moment, aside from that earlier effort from Livingston, they can't quite seem to hit the target. A number of shots going just wide, and it's those scenarios, those instances where you miss the clinical nature of a Raheem Porter, of course unavailable today for selection, has had some injury concerns over the last couple of weeks. As you can see there on that replay, they went pretty close once more. And Tajay Grant getting past Chambers, but loses the ball eventually. Clear downfield, finds Flemings, wonderful control. And despite being under duress from Richardson, finds Damani Miller, who, after showing off his footwork there, eventually does find the teammate. Good interplay there between the two. Miller loses possession, however. And Richardson getting some afters there, and Damani Miller, I think pretty fairly from the referee, gets a yellow card. I think it's a deserved one, Marlon.
It was a deserved one, a poor tackle. Nothing was in that. Lost the ball and caught the player. An easy decision. The referee was in a perfect position as well to make that call. And it will be a free kick awarded to Racing United, deep inside their half.
And there's Jones all the way back to Enil. Racing United really just trying to establish themselves in this game. They've not really been able to get a foothold thus far. And once more they go long, looking for Kadeem Young, who seemingly switched wings with Tajay Grant. Perhaps trying to find more success on that right-hand side. And Giovanni Cunningham could be through here, but thankfully Afiba Chambers is there to snuff out the danger for Treasure Beach.
Such an effective defender this season for Treasure Beach. Young Chambers gives you 100% each event, each game. That was well executed, as this one is taken short. And it's whipped inside. And loopy one. And goes to the back post. Cunningham. And still not cleared from danger. Now it's cleared with Livingston. It's broken up again. And excellently done by Markovich Brown. He's in possession. Looking for Cunningham. And broken up still. The maestro on the pitch, Livingston. He goes wide and he finds Miller. Treasure Beach. Oh, broken up by Myrie on this occasion for Racing United. Lovely ball. He finds Tajay Grant. Not a lot of options. Looking for Young, broken up. And still managed to one possession is Racing United. In the middle of the park is Brown. Looking for Young. He finds Young. Lovely shots. And wide of the target. And out for a goal kick to Treasure Beach.
Shot on that occasion closer to being a throw than a goal. But nevertheless, teammates will be applauding at least the effort there on that occasion from Young. As you can see there, set himself up nicely for that shot. But I think he'd have been better off dribbling a bit more, or perhaps finding a pass instead of taking that shot from that distance. Ball played downfield trying to find Flemings, and he gets there ahead of Tamish Richardson. Loses the header to Jamoy Jones, and in the process wins a throw for Treasure Beach here, high up the pitch on that right hand side. Anderson with the throw in. Flemings loses the ball, however. And Young trying to get the return pass from Cunningham, but Cunningham, oh, he's found Tajay Grant, who's through here. We know how dangerous he is in these positions. He looks out wide, finds Devin Gray, and his shot has gone wide. Gray hasn't seen much of the ball thus far, trying to fill in the boots of Kyle Ellis. On that occasion, unable to find the target.
That was a lovely build-up as well. Started from Young, Kadeem Young, and then it was Grant, and laid it on a platter, just wide of the target.
Norris Jones finds Javon Brown. Does well to get away from Livingston there. Brown looking field and finds Grant. Out wide now is Andrew Campbell. Coming in field, has space to run. Finds Giovanni Cunningham. Trying to supply the return pass there for Campbell. Unable to find him, who's out of his position now. And if they are smart, they'd try to look and counter with the opposing right back out of position. And instead, they're just still trying to find perhaps a weakness in the defense before committing numbers forward. But perhaps wisely, just instead trying to get some prolonged possession on the ball. Now is Anderson. Back to Chambers, who scored, of course, early in the month in their 1-1 draw with Portmore United. Now is Navarro Blair down that left-hand side. Oh, trying to find, seemed to be Hardy on that occasion. Unable to find him, however, now is Livingston. Back now to Chambers. Urged to carry the ball forward by those on the sidelines. And unable to sort his feet out in time, and he seems that as a consequence there, he's committed a foul there.
I think an extra touch there costly for Treasure Beach with Chambers. He's doing a terrific job on the park, and it's on and off. The ball movement has been brilliant, but on this occasion, just an extra touch there, John. And too much. And it's a free kick awarded to Racing United.
FIBA Chambers, as you mentioned, has been really good thus far defensively, but they're on show for all to see is that he's not necessarily the most technically gifted defender in the world. But now it's Cunningham. Almost lost it, but now it's Campbell. Plays it back to Markovic Brown. Myrie. Brown has it and turns and finds Enil in goal. Gets it out wide to Jamoy Jones. Back to Enil. Racing United just, as I mentioned before, takes some time here to just perhaps try to get a foothold in this game. Haven't looked dominant at all in this game so far, but now he's trying to find along Tamish Richardson, who, in my opinion, could have just held on to it there. No need to go first time at the pass, but now it's James Harris. Oh, lovely ball over the top for Livingston. He's through here. Told to relax by Shandell Anderson. Tried to find him on that occasion, but Richardson does well.
Lovely build-up again coming in from Treasure Beach on this occasion. The vision has been remarkable on the pitch. Not the most pleasing face of the Racing United coach at the moment. Sits a third in the Jamaica Premier League this season. Markovic Brown whipped over the top looking for Grant. One maybe too close to Morgan in goal for Treasure Beach. And he has some touch as well, Morgan. Such a beautiful keeper in this Jamaica Premier League 2025-2026 season. As this one is hit long. And another brilliant defensive work coming in. Hustle by Brown. He won possession. And back to Markovic Brown. A lovely afternoon for football here at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex. Brown, beautifully done. And goes over on the left. Lovely here, beautifully done. Expertly done. Back to Brown. And looking for Cunningham. He finds Cunningham. And broken up by Livingston on this occasion. Such a good play on the park for Treasure Beach. Here they come on the attack, Treasure Beach. He gets inside the middle of the park. Miller. Already on a yellow card in this encounter. And he goes over on that left side. And now Racing United one possession with Brown. Whipped over the top. Looking for Grant. He finds Grant. Not a lot of options. Oh, beautifully done. And maybe a free kick. It's a free kick awarded to Racing United. In a critical position, John Stewart.
Grant, lovely bit of skill there. Lovely. Twists and turns. Perhaps he didn't even know where he was going. Amazing ability to beat his man there on that occasion. And he wins a free kick. Still down though. Seems to be in a bit of pain. And there you can see the supporters there. Racing United, and also you saw most recently the perhaps unsatisfied face of Anthony Patrick. He'll be hoping for better results. Of course, as I mentioned before, they've drawn their last two games, and my apologies, folks. I mentioned the supporters, but that was actually some of the Arnett Gardens bench. Of course, they have a game coming up.
5 players awaiting this delivery. Headed on! And just wide off on the upright. But it was a beautiful searching delivery. And it came from Young on this occasion. And headed wide off the target. And it's out for a goal kick. Look at the delivery. And just headed wide. And it will be a goal kick to Treasure Beach.
Free header there. Not every day you see player at this level being unmarked from a set piece. Wonderful ability to rise highest there. Oh, good attempt there at the pass from Nicholas Lawrence, trying to find his man Hardy, but unable to. But now it's Andrew Campbell spinning away from Jaime Harris. And trying to find Grant, but loses possession. Now is Livingston. Treasure Beach seems to have tapered off a bit following a hot start to the game. About 4 shots, including 1 on target early on, but since then they've kind of gone off the boil, and they're through here. But Damani Miller doing some good defensive work, and I believe there was a push there on Tajay Grant, and he'll have to be careful, Miller, of course. He's already on a yellow card.
Had he not intercept that pass, I tell you what, Grant would have a lot of space to execute for Racing United. So it was a brilliant tackle came in from Miller on this occasion. And by the way, our Racing players down on the pitch as well.
Seems to be Andrew Campbell. He's gone back to ground. Seems to be in serious pain. Seems to be holding that left thigh. And we're hoping it's nothing too severe. Racing United already without a number of key players, as I mentioned before, today. Both Nikhil Ellis and Javon Basco not even on the bench today. They do have on the bench is Dwight Gentles, who's already scored so far this season. The young player, fresh off schoolboy football, has already scored this season in the JPL. As mentioned before, a number of youngsters fresh out of schoolboy football have made their mark on the league, and they'll be hoping that he too can follow in their footsteps. And Racing United get the ball back, and they'll be able to take their throw now with Myrie. Finds Markovich Brown. Enil out to Jamoy Jones. Back to Enil. No options in midfield and goes long. Trying to find Giovanni Cunningham, unable to. Afiba Chambers wins the header, but ball goes back to Kadeem Young. Javon Brown finding no teammates and instead looks in field. Finds Kadeem Young once more. And there's Tevin Gray. Ball out wide to Tajay Grant. Trying to take on a player, but a missed kick there from Andrew Campbell, and the build-up play, as I mentioned before, from Racing United, not necessarily as fluid as they'd want it to be, and I think a lot of that has to do with the positioning of their midfielders thus far. But the good thing is that they win the ball pretty quickly, and they've done so on that occasion. Jones finds Myrie, who's under pressure from Miller, but spins away and eventually gets it back to Jones. Who looks and tries to find Tevin Gray, but Gray won the ball back. And Cunningham suffers a nasty tackle there from Navardo Blair, who also goes into the book, following in the footsteps of his teammate Damani Miller. And you could hear the screams of anger, of pain from here. Cunningham still down at the moment, and Rasheen Myrie just signaling to the medical staff of Racing United just to come onto the pitch and get him some attention. He's still holding on to that right leg.
Clear foul committed, and it was a lovely ball inside the middle of the park, looking to get by his marker, clipped. And we look at the replay again, and he's in real pain, as I mentioned, John Stewart. But just as we approach the 35th minute of this encounter, still yet to see that opening goal of this contest. But some quality football has been distributed by both teams in 35 minutes, John.
And as you can see on that occasion, Afiba Chambers there was pleading his teammate's case, but I have to say, Marlon, I don't think he has much of a case there. That was most definitely a card.
And 2 yellow cards have been issued to Treasure Beach in this encounter as well. Miller was the first culprit.
Now is Jamal Jones on the ball. Back to Markovich Brown. Now here's Myrie. Out wide to Jones. Looking long, trying to find Cunningham once more, but Afiba Chambers yet again first to it. And as mentioned before, the fluidity in terms of the passing from Racing United, not at the usual quality. Of course, I've said it a number of times already, but not having your first choice players in a number of positions, especially in the midfield, will do that to you. But now it's Tabish Richardson who takes down that really well, finds the J. Grant who switched back out to his usual preferred left-hand spot. Richardson turns, gets past his man, shouts of a foul, none coming. And, oh, lovely build-up play here. Gone to Kadin Young, who after some lovely build-up play by Racing United, had a shot there, but it's gone over the bar.
Now you see Racing United looking to capitalize on some loose defending. That was expertly done, but not the best of shot. Way over the crossbar, and it will be a goal kick awarded to Treasure Beach.
Moe Morgan on that occasion just lambasting his defenders following that shot in terms of how they so easily allowed Racing United to play around their defense and get that shot off. And I have to say, that's the type of passing, that's the type of creativity that has been sorely lacking for Racing United throughout the course of this game thus far. That's the type of moves that Anthony Patrick will want to see more of in this game. And they've won the ball back here. Young trying to get past Nicholas Lawrence, and he does. Trying to take on Blair on that occasion, unable to, but he does win a throw in here on that right-hand side, high up the pitch.
A lovely skill by the youngster on the park. Gets by 3 players, and in the process still managed to win a throw in over on that right side for Racing United.
Finds the
Flicked
head there.
on, and appealing for handball. Grant shoots, blocked, and to Morgan in goal. Appealing for a handball.
Ball goes all the way out. Moe Morgan, I think he, as you can see here on that chance, the replay, Tajay Grant had a shot blocked there, and had that not taken that deflection, could have seen a goal there. Racing United starting to grow into the game more and more. Now here's Jamoy Jones. Enil finds skipper Brown out wide. Hesitated for a second, was about to pull the trigger and tried to perhaps find Tevin Gray, but Enil gets it back. Looking long once more, trying to find Andrew Campbell. Ventured further forward. That's headed away by Treasure Beach. And that clearance there only as far as LaJean Livingston for Treasure Beach. Plays it out wide, finding Jaheim Harris, who's gone out wide. And Daniel Hardy lost the ball. Oh, and a good pass there, inventive. And a pass from Gray trying to find Cunningham, unable to, however. Now it's Livingston. Finds Anderson. Flemings, the pass, a little bit loose. And Cunningham trying to feed Tajay Grant, who's through here. He has a chance, hesitates, shoots, and it's off the post. Tajay Grant, lovely composure to set himself up there for the chance, but now it's Treasure Beach who can counter. Flemings just couldn't sort out his feet in time, loses the ball, he stumbles there, and it seems he's perhaps injured himself in the process. Ball goes out wide, trying to find Tevin Gray there, or Shane Myrie. And Flemings is actually still on the ground, but Treasure Beach had the chance to counter, and they'll not want to pass that up. Now Nicholas Lawrence loses the ball down the left-hand side. Markovich Brown will clean that up. Damani Miller.
I tell you what, the young Tajay Grant is a fantastic player on the park. He's on and off ball movement has been outstanding in this encounter so far, and a player to reckon with for Treasure Beach. Look at this. And the post was the denier of that opportunity from Tajay Grant. It's still Treasure Beach 0 and Racing United 0.
And initially I thought there that Flemings lost the ball because of perhaps clumsiness, but seems he's actually suffered an injury there. And those are the worst sort of knocks to get when they're not necessarily caused by contact. They'll be hoping that it's still nothing too serious. And there you can see Kamar Ricketts, the coach of Treasure Beach. He'll be hoping that the knock there to Flemings isn't all that bad, and he's able to at least get up and walk after getting the application of that spray there. There you can see in the stands Mount Pleasant supporters, as we have about under 4 minutes to go in this game. Just a reminder that coming up after this, we do have the feature game for you at 7:30. Mount Pleasant taking on the host, Arnett Gardens. And Flemings, thankfully, is able to make his way back onto the pitch.
And Morgan is down on the pitch now for Treasure Beach in goal.
Perhaps a chance to just get a break for the Treasure Beach players who have now surrounded their coach, Kamar Ricketts. Perhaps just a little respite to get some tactical guidance.
Maybe to get some refreshment as well. In 42 minutes of high press football by both teams. And maybe that's the cause. And maybe cramps as well. It could be a factor. But as it stands here at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex, is third place. Racing United 0 and Treasure Beach 0.
You mentioned Racing United being in third. The team that's right above them is Mount Pleasant, who have been in sensational form league-wise recently. They'll be hoping to put Arnett out of their misery in terms of hopes of a top 6 spot tonight, but of course plenty still to go. Mount Pleasant still actually in the title race, 3 games in hand, of course, on league leaders Montego Bay United. But now the play resumes with the FIBA Chambers. Back to Morgan. Seems to be back to his feet now. Now it's Navarro Blair. And the pass long, looking for Hardy. Unable to find him, however, and Andrew Campbell will now take the throw in for Racing United. Now is Myrie, who's played rather well today, I have to say, in the middle of the park for Racing United. Grant, who's also played phenomenally so far, out wide for Tevin Gray. Trying to flick it up there for Kadeen Young, unable to find him, however. And a bit of a miscue, but then Livingston does expertly to clear his lines. Finds James Harris. Controls it the second time of asking. Gets it back to Livingston. Now is Damani Miller. And lovely pass down the field. Finds Flemings. Can he get there in time? Yes, he does. Finds Shandell Anderson. Has numbers in the box. A wonderful cross as well. Headed on by Daniel Hardy. Trying for his 4th of the season. Unable to on that occasion.
Credit must be given as well. It was a beautiful, delightful pass over the top. But not the best of header. And out for a goal kick to Racing United. But both teams has been playing quality football on the pitch. The only difference as Young in possession for Racing United. Lovely defensive work coming in from Treasure Beach. Whipped over the top from Livingston. As the 4th official indicates 3 minutes will be added to the first half, and it will also be a free kick awarded to Treasure Beach over on that left side. Taken quickly. Now it's Treasure Beach over on that left side. Not a lot of options inside. Not the best. Lost possession As this one is whipped upfield. Lovely take from Livingston for Treasure Beach. And he finds Miller. Still Miller. Back to Livingston. Whipped over the top. Looking for Anderson. Not the best of first touch. Oh, beautifully done. And should be a free kick. Poor tackle came in on this occasion. Strong tackle it was. Not the best first touch. But look at this. Over the head. Beautifully done. And then a strong tackle came in. And worth a free kick as well to Treasure Beach.
I think Tevin Gray will wanting to be avoiding Instagram tonight following that flick there by Johnny Flemings. He's also lost a foul as a result on that occasion. Now the free kick to be taken by Navardo Blair. Oh, good free kick, but Enil should come for that comfortably, and yes, he does. Clears downfield, looking for Grant. Grant actually gets to it first, but couldn't catch it in stride. And bit of a loose touch there, heavy touch by Captain Anderson. Blair under pressure from Young. Flemings, lovely turn to get past Richardson, and the pass into the channel trying to find Blair goes astray, and just under a minute to go in terms of the time. The referee has actually called Blair back here.
Well, it was a beautiful turn from Fleming, and the game is getting heated on the pitch now. Clear indication that the player was on a yellow card and maybe just kicked the ball out of touch, and the referee getting involved, settling things down on the pitch, and he's making the players know that he's in charge, and it will be a throw-in taken by Racing United.
Just a few seconds remaining in this half. I think the referee showed an act of mercy there. Could quite easily have given him a second yellow there on that occasion. But now here's Lajon Livingston. Brian finds Hardy out wide. Damani Miller finds Livingston, who's played well today. Trying to find Flemings on that right-hand side. But that pass will go harmlessly all the way through to NL in goal. Clears downfield, and Racing United unable to make anything of that attack as the referee draws to a close the first half. Marlon, your thoughts what we just saw in the first half between Racing United and Treasure Beach?
I think both teams has played quality football on the pitch, but nothing to separate both teams at the end of 45 plus 3 minutes at a time. So it's all to play for in this Jamaica Premier League. Points and wins and goals is the order of the day. But as it stands here at the Anthony Sporting Sports Complex, it's Racing United 0, Treasure Beach 0.
Right before we wrap up, there you have the stats of the game, and as expected, Racing United dominating position here, 60% position to 40. 3 shots to Treasure Beach's 4, who have looked pretty dangerous in terms of creating chances, but only the 1 on target. 1 corner, of course, for Racing United, unable to make anything of it. And as Marlon Solly can put it, score currently remains Racing United 0, Treasure Beach 0.
I save from VM Building Society. Every deposit got me here. Every step forward put me in the driver's seat.
For everything you're looking forward to, open an iSave account today. Visit gotomyvm.com to get started.
Every $25,000 you save with iSave earns an entry to win cash or a new home of your own. The more you save, the more entries you get, and every entry has a chance to win a brand new home of your own. VM iSave is the key to winning.
Here's to the early risers, and we are here all-nighters, the go the extra milers, and let's do it until it works, workers. People who are powerful because they powered through. Day after day, challenge after challenge. You see, true power is not something you can buy or collect. It's something that starts on the inside, and you always know it when you see it. Sunshine Snacks Peanuts, proud supporters of the powerful.
Ray and Never, feel we culture. Yo!
New beginning, we winning, so share our spirit where you living, yeah.
Share it.
I make we all a one par, you don't know we come from far.
From far, anytime we rep, feel we country. Rear rum, it have to come with me.
No matter with the bad vibes.
Poor rear rum, a celebration time.
I feel we culture. Make we show ya Jamaican culture.
Ray and Nephew, overproof from we just a do it to we culture.
A CB chicken, a better way. Introducing air chill chicken. It have more flavor, you don't know what you're missing. It tastes better, full of flavor in the kitchen. Better value, better taste, better chicken. CB chicken, tastes way better. Air chilled chicken, taste way better. Better value, better taste, better chicken. No antibiotic and hormone free. Have you tasted the new air chilled chicken? Or my chicken nut? CB chicken, it tastes way better.
I save from VM Building Society. Every deposit got me here. Every step forward put me in the driver's seat.
For everything you're looking forward to, open an iSave account today. Visit gotomyvm.com to get started.
Every $25,000 you save with iSave earns an entry to win cash or a new home of your own. The more you save, the more entries you get, and every entry has a chance to win a brand new home of your own. VM iSave is the key to winning.
Here's to the early risers, and we are here all-nighters, the go the extra milers, and let's do it until it works, workers. People who are powerful, because they power through, day after day, challenge after challenge. You see, true power is not something you can buy or collect. It's something that starts on the inside, and you always know it when you see it. Sunshine Snacks Peanuts, proud supporters of the powerful.
Ray and Never, feel we culture. Yo!
New beginning, we winning, so share our spirit where you living, yeah.
Share it.
I make we all a one par, you don't know we come from far.
From far, anytime we rep, feel we country. Rear rum, it have to come with me.
No matter with the bad vibes.
Poor rear rum, a celebration time.
I feel we culture. Make we show ya Jamaican culture.
Ray and Nephew, overproof from we just a do it to we culture.
A CB chicken, a better way. Introducing air chill chicken. It have more flavor, you don't know what you're missing. It tastes better, full of flavor in the kitchen. Better value, better taste, better chicken. CB chicken, tastes way better. Air chilled chicken, taste way better.
Strike from distance. Not too far. Gets the inside to the box. A shot from Brian. Gets the inside to the box. A shot from Brian. Looking for Livingstone. And he'll get there ahead of him, but I tell you what, he put him in trouble there, and Irie wisely played. As far as Livingston, inside, he finds Livingston as a shot. He finds Livingston as a shot.
Looking for Young, he finds Young. Love the shoots. Right up the target.
Oh, he's found to J. Grant who's still here. You know how dangerous he is in these positions. He looks up wide, finds Devin Gray. And his shot. Oh, he's found to J. Grant who's still here. You know how dangerous he is in these positions. He looks up wide, finds Devin Gray. And his shot is
And before it's gone, not a lot of questions. Oh, beautiful. And it on. And it on. Just right up.
losing the header there. And now it's Tevin Gray. Javon Brown, who's played well thus far, retaining possession under the duress of LaJean Livingston.
Such a quality player on the park for Racing United, young Brown. And he's also the brother of Jamaica Scorpion opening batter Carlos Brown as well. And both good sportsmen as well. As this one is cleared by Racing United. Livingston looking for Miller. And a strong tackle came in. This one is booted high and out of touch, and it will be a throw-in for Racing United.
Seems the player is still down there. Sees that one was booted almost onto the stadium. Pretty hefty challenge coming in there. At first look, I didn't think it was that harsh, but he's still down, and Racing United will be hoping to limit any more injuries. As mentioned before in the first half, they already do have a number of notable injuries, notable absentees today. Javon Basco and of course their talisman Nikhil Ellis being among those players that are unavailable. And as we have a player down, just want to take the time to thank our sponsors of the game. Of course, we do have Ray and Nephew being the sponsor for the league, but also Jamaica Football Federation, the Ministry of Sports, Social Development Fund, CB Foods, Admiral Locker Group, J and Money, Fosca Oats, Powerade, VM Group, iCool, Sunshine Snacks, Chemtech Development and Construction Company, and Sagicor Life. Thank you to our sponsors for making tonight happen. As we get back onto the play on the pitch, Markovich Brown there, getting the ball off quickly to Javon Brown, who again turns away from danger, unleashing a long pass on that left-hand side, trying to find Tajee Grant, but linesman's flag goes up quickly, and that will be a offside decision against Racing United.
So that's the substitution, Treasure Beach, 46.
And Morgan just taking a bit of time here to get himself ready. Morgan clears downfield, looking for Jaheim Harris. Headed on by Jamoy Jones. Harris wins the ball back and tried to find Navarro Blair down that left-hand side. He's ventured a bit further forward than he was playing in the first half. Perhaps a tactical decision. And Lawrence is beaten there by the pass to Kadeen Young, who perhaps went for it. Perhaps saw his opposing goalkeeper off the line. Pass played into the path of Gray. And poor clearance by Lawrence. And caught by Morgan. The defense in 6s and 7s there. And despite the chaos and confusion, no goal for Racing United, as you can see here on the replay. Ball coming in towards Kadeen Young. Poor clearance there by Nicholas Lawrence, but Morgan eventually to the rescue. And a cross coming in once more towards the back post. Shandell Anderson clears, however, but only as far as Tajee Grant, who has a chance to get another cross in here. Couple of step overs. Readies himself. Another cross into the box, looking for Kadeen Young, headed away by Lawrence. Now here's Campbell, plays it in field for Javon Brown. Oh, lovely pass. Good attempt, trying to find Grant, trying to thread the needle there, unable to.
Brown looks the part on the park for Racing United since his entry from the first half. He's looked a player with some amount of potential, and his distribution has been magnificent to watch. Now it's Racing United. Cunningham and slipped on this occasion, lost possession. Miller, beautifully done from Miller for Treasure Beach. He finds Livingston. Back to Miller. This has been a beautiful build-up from Treasure Beach. And still Miller, he won a free kick on this occasion for Treasure Beach.
As you mentioned, Brown has been excellent today. Racing United, so far this season, have tended to be a team that like to keep possession, still try to hit you in transition. But there we have it. A lovely pass down the left-hand side for Lawrence. Opting not to cross. Eventually they do it. Navarro Blair towards Harris, and that's headed away. And a foul in a dangerous area for Treasure Beach. Navarro Blair winning that there off Kadeen Young. And they do have a number of players who can be dangerous from this area. And Livingston quick to grab that. He'll be eyeing up this chance to get a goal from this distance.
We have seen some magnificent free kicks being taken in this Jamaica Premier League this season. And Chavon Reed of Harborview has a number of goals when it comes down to free kick. And so too is the man from Tivoli Garden. You could describe that player, John Stewart, with 3 players standing behind this free kick for Treasure Beach.
You mentioned Nicalia Fuller. He's been excellent over his short career for Tivoli Gardens. Not necessarily the most prolific so far this year, but his talent has been undeniable. You mentioned a free kick. He scored a sensational one earlier this season against Cavalier. And they'll be hoping that for the rest of the season that he can get something going in terms of form in front of goal. But now Treasure Beach with a free kick. Navarro Blair! And it's gone over. But I tell you what, looked a bit dangerous there.
That was an outswinger, but just over the crossbar. Nikolai Fuller would have scored that free kick at Stadium East against Cavalier in a winning cause as well. Such a quality young player.
Headed away to Hardy. Livingston skips past his man there and trying to find his players wide. Yes, he does. Nicholas Lawrence. Oh, beats Kadeen Young's fouled, but referee says play on. Livingston urged to pass by the supporters, and he wisely does. Poor pass there going astray. And now Tajee Grant can counter for Racing United. Ooh, a kick to the shin there. And eventually play is indeed called back for the foul.
Not the best of pass coming in from Treasure Beach on this occasion. Taken quickly here for Racing United. Tajee Grant. Oh, delightful ball inside. And maybe too far behind. And easily kept by Morgan in goal for Treasure Beach.
I must say, that was a dangerous opportunity there for Racing United. Tajee Grant causing all sorts of chaos in the box once more for Racing United. Treasure Beach able to deal with it, however, and seems that they've made a substitution as well. Treasure Beach, Titus coming onto the pitch. When there's Kadeen Young, lovely ball to the left-hand side to find Tajee Grant. He slips in, Tamish Richardson whips in across, but that's blocked. Deflected out for a corner kick. Good defending there by Afiba Chambers.
Excellent pass as well, coming in from Young. Young, Brown, Myrie, and Grant has been outstanding in this encounter.
Chambers went to ground immediately there following that cross from Young. And of course, we already know the protocol as it relates to head injuries, so immediately there will be some medical attention being given to Chambers. And as we can see, 2 substitutes are about to make their way onto the pitch for Racing United. And it seems that those players will be Willis and Williams coming onto the pitch.
Willis, a former Jamaica College player, would have played alongside those players like Tariq McGee as well. And does have a right foot as well. I saw him score some magnificent free kicks. Can he deliver for Racing United, 3rd in Jamaica Premier League this season? And just approaching the 55th minute of this encounter. Still goalless here at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex. And just being reminded, it's a big game coming up at 7:30 this evening. The home team, Arnett Gardens, up against Mount Pleasant Academy. And that promises to be a cracker in the jungle, John Stewart.
Most definitely. Battle there between 2nd and 10th. 2nd and 9th, rather. Promises to be an intense one. But Turning our attention back to this game. It seems that Giovanni Cunningham made his way off the pitch, as well as Tevin Gray, in place of Williams and Willis. And that's headed on there, trying to find Daniel Hardy. And Tamish Richardson does well to clear his lines. Now here's Jamoy Jones, cleared. Finds, well, attempted to find Tajay Grant.
You look at Jones on the park for Racing United. Very cool, calm, and collective customer in the back line for Racing United. A lovely pass, but broken up this time by Jones. Can't keep him out the game. And now it's with Racing United. Oh, poor second touch. Oh, lovely from Myrie. What a free kick awarded to Treasure Beach. Livingston on this occasion was fouled by Myrie.
Looked like a dangerous opportunity there. And the attack halted by that foul by Myrie. A bit of loose, heavy touches in the final third from Racing United. They'll have to improve in terms of their efficiency in the final third if they'll want to get something out of this game in terms of all 3 points. And seems that Nicholas Lawrence there on the far side of the pitch is hobbling at the moment.
Still promising signs in this encounter, but still yet to register a goal, both teams. It's a free kick. Taking the shot by Treasure Beach. Livingston, oh lovely, gets away from Willis. And flicked on. And one possession with Myrie. Whipped over the top.
Oh, and Williams seems to have handled the ball there. He was through. He beat Orientitus, but used his hand to do it, and that, of course, is illegal. So it will be free kick to Treasure Beach. Now it's Lawrence. Loses possession. And now here's Markovich Brown coming forward. Finds Williams. Unfortunately, Lawrence gets there ahead of him. And he'll wisely just take this down to the corner flag before passing to Kareem Bryan. Bryan loses it here, high up the pitch. Now it's Kadeen Young. Young gets past Miller. Oh, good deflection there. Good block there by Orientitus. And good defensive work.
Yet another impressive player, Kadeen Young, this season for Racing United. And such a skilled player. So too is this one with ball. Livingston finds Miller.
Now here's Jaheim Harris. Switch out to the left-hand side to Kareem Bryan. Trying to look inside and find Navarro Blair, unable to, but now here's Harris, gets a second bite of the cherry, crosses it towards the back post, trying to find Anderson, who leaves it for a teammate, but unable to pounce on it, any of his fellow players there, and will go out for a throw-in once more. Take another look at that. A bit of skill there by James Harris to beat his man before putting that cross in, and we have another cross coming in, but it seems that Aaron Enil may have gotten a touch to that, and yes, he does. Linesman agrees it will be a corner kick to Treasure Beach.
We look at Livingston on the pitch. And Miller for Treasure Beach, they have been outstanding on the pitch. Some quality distribution in the first and even in the second by Treasure Beach, hunting that first goal, and they are desperate for points in this Jamaica Premier League for 2025-2026 season.
Corner coming in now, taken by Bryan, and Enil unable to get to it. I believe that was a Treasure Beach head who got there first, and that most definitely is a goal kick to Racing United. Enil will take it quickly, launches downfield, looking long for Kadeen Young, and Miller heads it, but only as far as Rashane Myrie, trying to find Tajay Grant early, but Shandal Anderson is on hand to intercept. Titus unable to find Bryan there. Now is Andrew Campbell. Does well to skip past Navarro Blair.
Surging forward, lovely pass into the path of Williams. He's through here, lovely pass to Willis. Has a shot saved by Moe Morgan. Good build-up play there. Nice little passage of play by Racing United. Still, however, unable to get the goal.
Brilliant teamwork coming in from Racing United. Look at this. Lovely flick on Willis. And I expect better from a man with such amount of talent in Willis. What excellent by Morgan in goal for Treasure Beach.
Now it's Javon Brown on the ball yet again to Jamoy Jones. Surging forward from his centre-back role. Looking long once more for Tajay Grant. But the offside decision prevents any opportunity from taking place there. And Titus, good composure there in the back line to skip past Williams. Finds Nicholas Lawrence now. Trying to beat Myrie. He's forced into a double team and he somehow beats both of them. And Markovich Brown, the skipper, does well to clear his lines, but seems that Andrew Campbell was unable to keep it in. Well, he did keep it in play, but at the cost of losing the ball. Now Treasure Beach can afford to get back position. Titus looks good so far defensively since coming on. Now is Lawrence once more out wide. Pass into Blair, running to the left-hand side, and Markovich Brown once more. Captain fantastic there to save the day, snuffing out the danger.
You can't keep him out the game. Markovich Brown, such a quality defender and a quality bit of defending on this occasion. And it will be a corner kick awarded to Treasure Beach as we approach the 63rd minute of this encounter. Still goalless here at the Anthony Spaulding Sports Complex. It's a corner kick coming up for Treasure Beach.
Lawrence to Brian. Ooh, Jamoy Jones unable to cut it out, but thankfully Richardson was there to intercept. And the ball long now for Tajay Grant. He gets there ahead of Afiba Chambers. He's through on goal. He heads it past the goalkeeper. And Shandal Anderson, the skipper, is there to prevent us almost certain goal.
I think Grant did well to get by Chambers and even by the keeper.
Passed into the path of Mikhail Williams, unable to beat the imposing figure of Livingston there, who eventually gets that out wide now to Daniel Hardy. Brian gets past Amish Richardson quite easily, and Javon Brown unable to prevent him from surging forward. Out wide now for Hardy. Fouled. Yes, most definitely fouled there on that occasion by Javon Brown. And a free kick in a dangerous area for Treasure Beach.
Excellent movement off the ball. Well, this was the effort from Tajay Grant. Gets by the goalkeeper. The good defensive work coming in from Anderson on that occasion. Saved the day for Treasure Beach.
Coming in, but urged by the referee to retake it. Perhaps taken a bit too quickly for his liking. As you mentioned before, in terms of that chance, could so easily have resulted in a goal, but for Anderson on the line being alert, and both captains really have been excellent defensively.
Nothing from both captains. They have been terrific on the park. Great leaders as this one whipped inside. A chance! Blocked! Well, in fact, it's awarded a goal kick to Racing United. John Stewart, as close as Treasure Beach got in the second half. Look at this. Whipped inside and on a plotter. And deflected, rightly called by the referee.
Yeah, the shot there from Blair. Oh, here's Grant. He's through. Gets the pass to Young. Can't sort his feet out in time. Eventually does. And somehow gets the shot wrong. Anderson
lambasting his defenders, but the good thing is they didn't concede, because I don't know how Kadeen Young was unable to score, but now they're through here with Jaheim Harris, who's offside, Treasure Beach. Chaos ensuing here on the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex.
I tell you what, it was a terrific ball over the top to find Grant. It was an outstanding ball to find Young, and maybe should have done better. Clear opportunity for Racing United. It's still 0-0 here at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex.
And I guess what's confusing to me on that occasion is he did the hard part. He did well to engineer some space in the box, did really well to beat Titus, but somehow unable to score from what seemed like a really easy position, really. Unfortunately, somehow puts it wide. And we see there just a confirmation of a change being made. Rasheen Myrie, who I think has played really, really well. He's making way, and on in his place is Damien Herrera. And TG Grant gets that now. Loses possession. And Treasure Beach with Damani Miller surging forward. Now Hardy, he has Anderson to his right, opted not to use him and lost the ball. And now Afiba Chambers gets there ahead of Tamish Richardson. And Racing United back on the attack. Herrera to Grant, trying to get past his opposing player there. And loses possession. LaJean Livingston looking long, finds Anderson, who's surging forward from that right back position. Passes in field for Daniel Hardy. A space, finds Hart. Cross coming in from Anderson. Still forward. And it was a dangerous opportunity, but dealt well with there by Enil.
Yes, it was a delightful build-up there coming in from Treasure Beach. They're in possession, is Racing United. Lovely ball inside. And good defensive work coming in again by Treasure Beach. As this was a replay. Anderson gets inside, but easily dealt with by the man in goal for Racing United.
Harris, lovely ball out wide, but Daniel Hardy just unable to trap it. But Treasure Beach have the ball back now, have another opportunity. Ball from Kareem Bryan on that occasion, not of the requisite quality, and doesn't go out for a goal kick. And somehow Andrew Campbell, despite being all alone, unable to keep the ball in play. Harris takes the throw in quickly. Lawrence unable to get past Mikhail Williams. And the attempted clearance finds Tajee Grant, who places into the path of Kadeen Young. Trying to get past Afiba Chambers, and I believe he almost did. He does win a throw in.
I think it was a lovely ball coming in from Tajee Grant. One time. But maybe the first touch from Young was too wide, and he won a throw in. Willis whips this one inside. Excellent defensive work coming in from Livingston.
And now here's Harris. Oh, lovely decision to just hesitate before passing to Navarro Blair. Uses his pace to get past Jamoy Jones and Markovich Brown. Not for the first time today, with an excellent recovery. What a tackle by the skipper.
That sums up a beautiful afternoon for Captain Markovich Brown. He has been a standout player on the park in the defensive line for Racing United.
Now is Livingston. Good turn. Gets away from his midfielders there, and seems he's picked up a knock. But Treasure Beach still coming forward, being urged by their coach to do so. And now here's Hardy across, and that is deflected out for a corner kick by Jamoy Jones. And you can see there, Markovich Brown, what a tackle. Had to time it right, and he did.
I tell you what, John Stewart, a tackle and a half is one of the most important tackle of the entire Jamaica Premier League for Captain Markovich Brown. Look at that. And swept all along the carpet, clean as you get in Jamaica Premier League from the captain.
Seems a number of players are down. Aaron Enil is down in goal for Racing United, and LaJean Livingston is still down for Treasure Beach FC. As he spun past Willis there. And Herrera Seems that perhaps he caught a lazy leg, and as a result, still feeling the effects down on the pitch. And just their confirmation of a substitution by Treasure Beach. Shanoy Smith, number 11, coming in there. Seems he's replaced Kareem Bryan, who has been rather quiet for Treasure Beach. They'll be hoping that Shanoy Smith can provide the spark in front of goal that they've been unable to get, really. And it seems that also Daniel Hardy, perhaps their most dangerous player going forward thus far today, he's being substituted by Rashawn Reynolds. And they still have a number of players they can turn to off the bench. And of course, one of them being Tommy Lawrence, who has picked up a number of knocks so far this series, but still available should he be needed. Corner to be taken, however, by Treasure Beach. A poor delivery, but Harris flicks it on, and it went all the way through. Just needed the slightest of touches, really, to put that in, and none forthcoming. But there, a second look at it. Was not a poor delivery, but somehow not dealt with.
Yes, not the best of delivery. But could have got some chaos in the back line for Racing United. And yet again, the goalkeeper is down on the pitch for Racing United.
And it looks as though Aaron Enel may need to be substituted. And on in his place would most likely come on Carlisle Holmes. But he's still getting some medical attention, getting that spray. Hopefully he's able to continue in goal for Racing United. Enil, he's been one of the standout goalkeepers thus far this season, along with players like Tafari Chambers and Daniel Russell. They'll definitely be wanting him to stay on the pitch.
Just about 73 minutes gone in this contest. And still both teams yet to break that important deadlock here at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex.
And he'll back to his feet, thankfully, and he'll be able to continue the game, the rest of the game. Clears downfield. Only as far as Damani Miller, however. And a poor pass, but Rashawn Reynolds recovers possession. Now it's Anderson. Loses possession, however, but he wins it back. Ooh, and a pass all the way through to Damani Miller, but put out of play, and that will be a throw-in to Racing United.
Anderson is having a fabulous afternoon so far on the pitch for Treasure Beach.
Ooh. And Titus gets that back. Now is Livingston going with the Trivella pass. They're trying to find Navardo Blair, but Markovich Brown yet again saving the day for his team. Ball goes all the way through to Herrera, who loses position thanks to a bit of a heavy touch. Livingston to Anderson, and that pass goes astray. Javon Brown recovers. Now it's Shivani Willis. Back to Brown. Skips pass. Shanoy Smith with that turn there. Now is Williams. Ooh, a bit of a... Not sure if he just saw the goalkeeper off his line and tried to go for something there, or perhaps it just was a cross that didn't quite come off how he wanted. Nonetheless, it's a goal kick.
Lovely build-up there coming in from Brown in the middle of the park for Racing United. I think Williams on this occasion may be looking for that outswinger and maybe too much elevation.
Looking long for Jaheim Harris, headed away by Jamoy Jones, however. Now it's Willis. Pass out wide to Richardson, back to Willis. under pressure from Harris. Gets the ball back to Enil. Has Williams out wide. But trying to hit Tajay Grant long. Headed on. And trying to pin Titus, but not many able to handle his physicality. And Tajay Grant skipping away from Anderson. Held there, but seems Morgan was unable to prevent that going out for a corner kick, I believe. As you can see there, Grant did well to skip away from Titus. Got past Anderson as well, but good recovery by the captain on that occasion. But unable to prevent a corner kick.
That's what you get from Tajay Grant. He's very fit, he's very quick, and his on and off ball movement has been remarkable in this encounter. Young with this corner kick and headed out by Chambers on this occasion.
Shouts of handball, but none coming. And ref rules a foul the other way, courtesy of a foul on Livingston. But Marlon, what are your thoughts on that decision to not award the handball?
Clearly, the reason United players was up, but maybe the hand was to the body on this occasion, and hence why it was not awarded.
It's headed away by Jones, who's been excellent as well. We've talked a lot about Markovich Brown, but to his credit, Jimoy Jones has been superb at the back as well.
The back line in this encounter for Eastern United has been fabulous. You look at Markovich Brown, you look at Jones as well. Those players stand out in the back line for Eastern United in this encounter. And a very crucial game for both teams. 77 minutes, still no goals in this encounter.
And it seems Kadeen Young will come off for the aforementioned youngster. Dwight Gentles already scored so far this season, and he actually scored a game-winning goal. And also, Racing United will make another change. Haley Beckles coming on. Number of substitutions being made.
I think Young Gentles is also a part of that team that won Manning Cup for 2026. Has some goals in Manning Cup this season. I think he was a leading goal scorer as well.
Played in the Walker Cup, not the Manning Cup, but most definitely a star at the schoolboy level. Dwight Gentles, as I mentioned before, already scored thus far in the Jamaican Premier League, proving his quality. His all-round game can still improve, but in terms of a finisher, we know his quality. And they'll be hoping, Racing United, that he can provide some threat today. Of course, Tajay Grant has looked phenomenal thus far, but he can't always be the man to save them in terms of scoring goals. But here, look, you see some concerned faces in the stands, and not sure if that's about the result or the fact that there's a player down, but there is a stretcher on the pitch, and we could potentially see yet another player for Racing United being taken off here. As I mentioned before at the start of the game, they do have a couple of players that are out, most likely due to injury. We have Nikhil Ellis and Javon Basco, and it seems they could have yet another player. He's actually been put on the stretcher.
Not good signs if you are Racing a supporter as well, to see a player being stretched off the pitch with no goals in this encounter. Still a minimum of 11 minutes plus added time left in this encounter. Still a lot of time, John.
Miller, a wild swing at it, but it's tempting to find Blair. Livingston wins the ball back. He's been superb in the middle of the park for Treasure Beach. And he does find Shanoy Smith. Back to Livingston, who does well to get past his man there, Javon Brown, who's also been really good in the middle of the park. And Brown wins the ball, trying to find Grant. Tried to flick it on to get past Titus, but Orion Titus does well there. And Grant trying to win it off of him quickly. But Titus eventually puts it out of play, and Racing United earn themselves a throw high up the pitch. 10 minutes to go in this one.
Excellent press coming in from Tajay Grant. Always been on the hunt, always looking for opportunities to score, as this one is with
Jaheim Harris trying to use his pace and get past Markovich Brown, who I'm running out of words for at the moment. He's just been sensational defensively tonight.
solid as a rock. Is Markovich Brown in defense for Reese United. Taken quickly, finds Willis. And all the way back to the man in goal for Reese United. And he goes long, looking for Tajay Grant. And good defensive work coming in from Titus on this occasion. Now it's with Treasure Beach.
Sean Reynolds now looking in field and does find Shanoy Smith. Passes to Harris once more, and Livingston goes for it from goal from distance, and not too far away on that occasion. With the time winding down, you have to get some efforts in, and that one was not too far, folks. Shot coming in there from Lajon Livingston, one of the standout performers thus far today.
Yes, he's solid on the pitch, dominates the middle of the park for Treasure Beach, but not been able to register a goal. It's with Miller.
Now here's Reynolds, turns, finds Smith out wide. Driving forward now for Treasure Beach, finds Harris deep. Harris trying to thread the needle there, trying to find Smith with the return pass, and Harris wins a foul there off Mikhail Williams. Free kick to Treasure Beach here.
That's the effort, that's the commitment you want to see on the pitch. That was well executed on this occasion for Treasure Beach.
Now it's Lajon Livingston, back to Damani Miller. Lovely pass out wide to find Shandell Anderson. Trying to set up Rashawn Reynolds. Gets a cross in, but taking a deflection off Shavani Willis, and it will be a corner kick to Treasure Beach, who have looked perhaps the likely of the two teams in the last 10 to 5 minutes in terms of who might get a goal. But just under 8 to go in the second half here of this game. And corner to be taken here. Looped towards the back post, and a number of players perhaps avoiding the ball. Not sure why. Titus unable to get ahead to it. Clear downfield looking for Haley Beckles. Headed on to now Tajay Grant trying to find Beckles out wide. And Shandell Anderson gets there ahead of him. And Racing United win a corner kick.
That's the power, that's the speed of Tajay Grant. Such an excited young player. And his application, his distribution on and off has been remarkable for Racing United. It's a corner kick. And the big man chutters across. Willis to take this corner kick. 5 players are waiting for this delivery. And it will be an outswinger from Willis, the former Jamaica College player.
Willis, corner to Grant, I believe, but the shot wasn't of the quality he would have wanted. Unable on that occasion to open the scoring here at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex. Still awaiting our first goal. Plenty of action, plenty of drama, plenty of chances really, but both teams unable to register a goal thus far. The finishing not necessarily of the highest quality. Of course, Treasure Beach are excused, or can be excused, given that they are without their talisman Porter. But now here's Racing United. Not the best touch there by Beckles. Whips across in and will go all the way through, and Tajay Grant will be unable to keep that in play. Not the best decision there, and Anthony Patrick has his hands in his head, lamenting that decision there by Beckles, or perhaps not the decision, but more so the execution.
Frustration getting the better of the players on the pitch for Racing United, desperate for that opening goal, approaching the 85th minute. And now the coach getting involved, sending instructions, and that is what it means to Racing United, John Stewart.
Of course, they're very much still in that position to get a top 2 spot, which would earn them a place in the semi-final. And that automatic spot is still up for grabs. Rashawn Williams gets it out wide quickly to Navardo Blair, who His touch lets him down there in a really, really bad moment. Of course, under 5 minutes to go, you don't want to be making those sort of mistakes. And that's a poor decision there. And a foul subsequently by Herrera on Jaheim Harris.
Poor from Herrera on this tackle. Look at this. He really brought back the ball and showed 85% of the football. And you can't do that in this situation of the game under 5 minutes of regular time left. And it will be a free kick awarded to Treasure Beach.
Navarro Blair has several options here, but he opts to go into the box, looking for Titus, headed away once more by Brown. Shot coming in, that's blocked. Looking now long for Beckles. He gets there ahead of Blair and loses out to Navarro Blair. Beckles thus far unable to really make an impact on this game, and Harris with his weaker foot, lovely pass. A shot from Titus! Oh, what a save! Perhaps the chance of the game thus far, Aaron Enil. They'll be thanking their lucky stars, Racing United, that he did not succumb to injury, because without him, they'd perhaps be one goal down.
That's a stupendous save. Look at this for a strike. Beautiful delivery, but look at that, spot on. And a stupendous save it was from the money goal for Racing United. Corner kick coming up for Treasure Beach.
You can see the Mount Pleasant players walking behind the goal, but a corner comes in here, headed away by Jimoy Jones. Now here's to G. Grant. Perhaps can form a one-man counter-attack, but he finds some teammates. Now here's Herrera. He has Beckles, but the pass not with the accuracy you would have wanted. Livingston gets there. Ahead of Javon Brown. Spins. Still retains possession. His ball retention is so good. Livingston. Miller gets it out wide to Nicholas Lawrence now. And now, here's Rashawn Reynolds. Opts not to play the pass on the overlap. Looks in the box. Headed on. Unable to find Jaheim Harris with the header, however. And Enil going long. Trying to find Beckles, who has Grant wide. Can he find him? Unable to get his eyes up in time. But he does win a free kick.
I tell you what, that save from Enin is one of the most important saves in his entire career. That was some stupendous strike as well. And he has done a remarkable job to keep things level here at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex. 2 minutes of regular time left. And it will be a free kick awarded to Racing United.
It seems both Beckles and Willis are over this. You'd usually want to play off Willis's stature, perhaps in the box, in the mix, to try to get a header, but we know of his quality from set pieces, and so he's tasked with this delivery. Coming in, and not the best execution there, but he has another go of it. And that one too is cleared by Titus. And poor control there by Lawrence. Willis with a better cross this time, and the goalkeeper Morgan does well to get to that ahead of the on-rushing player there. And now here's Rashawn Reynolds, can come forward on the counter-attack, cuts inside past Jimoy Jones, and perhaps was trying to find Jaheim Harris, but unable to on that occasion. Lawrence, couple of feints, looks inside and finds Livingston. Back to Lawrence, leaves it for Jaheim Harris. Back to Lawrence. Lawrence trying to beat the physicality of Herrera, unable to. And now here's Mikhail Williams. Switches the play, trying to find on that left-hand side to Jay Grant, who heads it on for Dwight Gentles, but the pass just doesn't have the accuracy, and that will be easily claimed by Moy Morgan. Now it's Damani Miller. Trying to get past Javon Brown, and Javon Brown does well to regain possession for Racing United. Herrera stooped low to try to control the ball, but lost it. But Racing United back on the attack. Now here's Beckles. Can he get his head up in time? Trying to cut past Titus. Unable to, and I have to say, ladies and gentlemen, Beckles has lost the ball quite a bit since coming on. But now here's Herrera surging past a couple of players. Has Tajay Grant on that left-hand side. Can he beat Anderson? Cuts inside. Looking for options to play the ball to, but now here's Willis. Turns. And just trying to restart the play now with Javon Brown, who wisely gets it out wide to Jamoy Jones. Cross coming into the box, headed away by Titus. And Livingston does well to shield the ball there. And now they can counter-attack here with Treasure Beach with Jaheim Harris. It's a 4v2, playing it out wide now to Rashawn Reynolds. And Afiba Chambers goes down. No decision. Aaron Enil able to come out for it. Chambers still down, but a number of players still lamenting the decision, but Treasure Beach still on the attack with Harris. And that shot goes wide.
Well, this is what the fans came here to see, quality football. And Treasure Beach has turned up in the second half, but not been able to score. So too is Racing United, sits at third in the Jamaica Premier League. But what an excellent game of football we have witnessed so far. 4 minutes will be added to the second half.
And in their search for a goal here, deep into stoppage time, only about 2 minutes or so left in it, Amari Brown has been called onto the pitch to try to help Treasure Beach win this game. Now is Herrera for Racing United. Finds Richardson on that left-hand side. Can he get a cross in? Yes, he does. Trying to find Beckles, headed away by Nicholas Lawrence. Livingston, who loses the ball to Willis. He has a goal! And so close for Racing United. Denied.
A player who was having a remarkable game. Livingston lost possession, and Willis goes wide of the target. And a second opportunity for Willis in that position. And a nail biting, just missed the far post.
And now it's Jaheim Harris coming forward to Nicholas Lawrence with that pass. Trying to get past Markovich Brown. Yes, he does. And I believe, I thought he had won a corner kick, but no, it's a goal kick. And I tell you what, Marlon, had Livingston lost that ball to Willis and it ended up being a goal, he'd have been in quite a lot of trouble with his manager. But thankfully his blushes were spared there. Willis, not a bad effort. Unfortunately unable to get it on target, however. Almost pulled a Steven Gerrard on that occasion. And there's Livingston. Oh, he's left it here for Morgan. Communication not as efficient as Kimarikis would like it to be. Ball out wide now to Anderson. Just under a minute to go in this. The tension is high here, folks, at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex. Return pass from Reynolds to Anderson. Gets past his man. Unable to keep the ball, however, and Racing United are out of the danger. Gentles. Brown. Unable to get past Livingston, and Anderson has the ball back. Now it's Shanoy Smith. Picks up in the middle of the park. Gets it out wide to Livingston. Can he whip across in here? Looking for Amari Brown. Cut out. Anderson. Cross coming in. And once more, Racing United are able to clear their lines. That time by Micaiah Williams.
Treasure Beach not giving up. They are applying pressure here at the lovely ball here. Could be the final opportunity. Whipped inside. And over the crossbar. And maybe that's the final action of this encounter. Goal kick to Racing United. And there is it, ladies and gentlemen. At the end of this encounter, the first of 2 games at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex, it's Racing United 0, Treasure Beach 0. And after 90 minutes plus 4 minutes added time, nothing separate both teams. What we have witnessed, it's a magnificent and outstanding football being distributed. And we saw in the first 2 legs, Racing United got the better of Treasure Beach, but in the third leg, still 0-0 here at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex. But we have witnessed some lovely and delightful football. So as it stands, stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. The second game will be on at 7:30 between the home team, Arnett Gardens, and of course, the two-time Jamaica Premier League champions, Mount Pleasant Academy. Stay tuned, and we'll be back in a few for more coverage.
Watch it on it, look on that. Look on that. Shot it, add up here. Run some hands. Run some hands. We took our fast.
All your better taste, better chicken. No antibiotic and hormone free. Have you tasted the new air chilled chicken? Or my chicken nut? CB chicken. It tastes way better.
I save from VM Building Society.
Shove carrying it though. Shove.
Wow.
Go on.
Good night, coach. 0-0 draw tonight. What were your thoughts, however, on the performance from your boys?
I think it was a game of 2 halves. I think first half, the whole half was very good attack from the racing team. That's part of the game, back into the game, and I think we should have walked away with more than 3 points. But nevertheless, it's another point towards what we want is safety, and we move forward towards that.
Of course, you were without the ball for much of the game, much of the first half, but you outshot them in that first half. You had a number of chances, but were unable to put them away. What were your thoughts on the finishing, or what led to the lack of the efficiency in front of goal?
Well, I can't agree about we not having the ball in the first half. I think I would have had better in terms of position and stuff, but that don't win the games. We would have wanted the 3 points. We grew into the game, especially in the second half. And I think if we were better in front of the goal, we would have won the game.
Most definitely. And you speak about being better in front of the goal. Do you think that perhaps Ryan Porter's absence led to that tonight?
Well, all players are important, and we have to work with the ones that are in front of us. And I think the ones that played today would have made a good account of themselves. It's just that we needed a little bit of luck sometimes, and we didn't have it. The goalkeeper made a brilliant save in the kick from Orion. So it was a good game, and kudos to Racing.
And lastly, before you go, what would you like to say in terms of, I guess, encouragement to the boys in terms of, being disappointed perhaps with the...
Just keep focus, keep the determination, keep being ambitious. We have a lot of games to play, same way we just play every game like it's a final, that's it.
All right, thank you, coach.
Respect.
May I get it? Oh, that's it for the
Congratulations, Markovic. Congratulations, Markovic. Man of the match tonight. What are your thoughts on your performance?
Individually, I think it was a good performance from me. There's still room for improvement because I think I'm still learning as a centre back. But on a whole, as a team, I think we conceded a few goals in the last game and we came back today and we got the clean sheet. We didn't get the win, but nevertheless, I think it was a good game from us.
You mentioned get the clean sheet, but that is 3 games on the trot now for in terms of draws, 3 draws in a row. What do you think you guys need to do to get over that hump and get back to winning games?
I mean, we have drawn 15 games in all, not only 3 games on the trot, but I think it's better to draw than lose, because if you look at it mathematically, if you take away those 15 draws, would be in and turn them into losses, it would be in 7th or 8th place with those minus 15 points. So, and we're just looking at that on the positive note, because we could have won some of those games also, but looking at it on the positive note, we didn't lose, so it's going to be hard to beat us in the playoff if we're not conceding and are not losing. But I think our problem, our necessarily problem, is converting our chances in front of goal, and we'll have a surprise for you coming very soon.
You mentioned a surprise, but I guess Nikhil Ellis, in terms of not being available tonight, in terms of scoring goals, that was a surprise, of course. He wasn't available tonight, but perhaps he has some injury concerns. Talk to us about his importance to the team.
Yeah, he's very important to the team. He's a wonder boy, and he's a very good player, a very good youngster, but help is on the way for him. I can guarantee you that.
All right, no problem. Hope you get that help soon.
Very soon.
Congratulations, sir.
All right, thank you.
Every deposit got me here. Every step forward put me in the driver's seat.
For everything you're looking forward to, open an iSave account today. Visit gotomyvm.com to get started.
Every $25,000 you save with iSave earns an entry to win cash or a new home of your own. The more you save, the more entries you get, and every entry has a chance to win a brand new home of your own. VM iSave is the key to winning.
Here's to the early risers, and we are here all-nighters, the go the extra milers, and let's do it until it works, workers. People who are powerful because they power through. Day after day, challenge after challenge. You see, true power is not something you can buy or collect. It's something that starts on the inside, and you always know it when you see it. Sunshine Snacks Peanuts, proud supporters of the powerful.
Ray and Never, feel we culture. Yo!
New beginning, we winning, so share our spirit where you living, yeah.
Share it.
I make we all a one bar, you don't know we come from far.
From far, anytime we rep, feel we country. Rear rum, it have to come with me.
No matter with the bad vibes.
Poor rear rum, a celebration time.
I feel we culture. Make we show ya Jamaican culture.
Ray and Never, overproof from we just a do it feel we culture.
A CB chicken, a better way. Introduce